remaining 80% of videos, subscribe to our Prelims Plus Mains videos complete package. 3. Kerala scientists develop saltwater tolerant paddy. This topic will be important under General Studies Paper 3. Science and Technology, Agricultural Science. Why recently in news? Scientists at the Rice Research Station of Kerala Agricultural University, KAU, have developed a new variety of paddy tolerant to saline intrusion, a major challenge faced by farmers in the lowlands. The landmark achievement in rice research was made possible by the introduction of genes tolerant to salinity and iron toxicity into Jyoti, Kerala's most popular rice variety. The project, which began in 2008, involved the incorporation of the saltol gene present in Pokli, the most saline-tolerant rice variety in the world, into Jyoti. The scientists used the introgressive hybridization technique to move the saltol gene from Pokli to the gene pool of Jyoti. The attempt to introduce saltol into Jyoti has borne fruit after 7 years of research. The introgressed Jyoti lines have recorded a very high yield of 6.2 tons per hectare. What is introgressive hybridization? Introgressive hybridization, in genetics, is the movement of a gene from one species into the gene pool of another by the repeated back-crossing of an interspecific hybrid with one of its parent species. Purposeful introgression is a long-term process. It may take many hybrid generations before the back-crossing occurs. Introgression results in a complex mixture of parental genes, while simple hybridization results in a more uniform mixture, which in the first generation will be an even mix of two parental species. Introgression is an important source of genetic variation in natural populations and may contribute to adaptation. What are the factors affecting production of rice in India? Flooding caused by sea level rises in coastal areas and the predicted increased intensity of tropical storms with climate change will likely hinder rice production. Rice is only moderately tolerant of salt and yields can be reduced when salinity is present. Higher carbon dioxide levels typically increase biomass production, but not necessarily yield. Higher temperatures can decrease rice yields as they can make rice flours sterile, meaning no grain is produced. Rainless days for a week in upland rice growing areas and for about 2 weeks in shallow lowland rice growing areas can significantly reduce rice yields. 4. Air India plans to neutralize carbon emission footprint by 2020. This topic will be important under General Studies Paper 3. Environment and Ecology. Why recently in news? Air India has asked the Airport Authority of India, AAI, which manages air traffic in India, to allow its aircraft to land with constant descent approach at the runway, to let it save on fuel, which forms about 40% of the airline's operating cost. If an idea is successfully implemented, they can save fuel as well as carbon footprint. What is carbon footprint? A carbon footprint is defined as the total amount of greenhouse gases produced to directly and indirectly support human activities, usually expressed in equivalent tons of carbon dioxide, CO2. It is the total sets of greenhouse gas emissions caused by an organization, event, product or individual. Your carbon footprint is the sum of all emissions of CO2, carbon dioxide, which were induced by your activities in a given time frame. Usually a carbon footprint is calculated for the time period of a year. The carbon footprint is a very powerful tool to understand the impact of personal behavior on global warming. Most people are shocked when they see the amount of CO2 their activities create. If you personally want to contribute to stop global warming, the calculation and constant monitoring of your personal carbon footprint is essential. In the medium and long term, the carbon footprint must be reduced to less than 2000 kilograms CO2 per year and per person. This is the maximum allowance for a sustainable living.